Hi, my name is Prashant Solomon and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about reincarnation today. We have heard about reincarnation, many of us have read about it. The basic idea is that our souls occupy different bodies and each body is a life. And when we die, we go into another realm, a spiritual realm, from where we return back to this earth within another body, a different body. And the process keeps continuing onwards and onwards until our soul becomes liberated and we no longer need to come back to this earth. So what I'm going to talk to you today about is that I feel reincarnation is a lot like a school, the process of reincarnation. That every time we come back to this earth, it is like going to a new class in school. So when we start school, we start in nursery school, and many times nursery school is a lot easier. Well, not many times, it's always a lot easier than being in a higher class. So many times what happens is that when we live lives that are very easy, it's not necessarily that it's one of our first lives. It could be a sort of a in-between life in which we choose to take things easy a bit. Now, one of the reasons that we go through hardships in life is because we're here to learn a lesson. We're here to learn lessons about life. And many times in order to learn a lesson, you have to go through a hardship of some kind. Now, I feel that we should not look at hardships that happen to us in a negative light. We should try to look at everything positively and understand that when we have hardships, we are actually learning in the process. We're actually growing in the process. We could have a financial hardship, we could have a hardship related to our love life, to our health, to our family, and other things. But we should look at them as an opportunity to learn and grow. Because what I believe in is that every life that we live on planet Earth is actually like a year in school. And it's interesting, the concept is interesting, that just like in school, you have a summer vacation, you have little breaks in between, you have when you go home every day, is you're at home and then you come back the next morning, you have the same set of friends there, you have the same teachers there in school, in a particular classroom. So that's interesting because when we sleep at night, I personally feel that every night when we sleep, our soul actually at times returns to what we call home, or the other side, the spiritual realm. Many of the dreams that we have, which seem very realistic, are actually travels into back to home. So many of you may have experienced this, that when you have a dream, you feel like you've been there before. You feel at times like the dream is a continuation of a previous dream. So it's all a great voyage, a great journey that the soul is on. So every morning when you wake up is like, again, like going back to school in the morning, that you have the same friends, the same teachers that are part of your life in school, but they may not be a part of your lives outside of school. So that is why when we die and go back into our home, the spiritual plane, we may or may not interact with people that were with us in this lifetime, because people that were with us in this lifetime are like classmates. This is what I feel. And then when we ultimately die, it's like the end of the school year, that you graduate and then you have a summer vacation. That's when you're back home. That's when you sort of look back at your school and see that what you've learned. Similarly, when we die and go back to the spiritual world, they say in many books that I've read that there's a kind of a life review in which you look at the things you've done in that particular life, and you learn, you see the good things, the bad things. And if you've been mean to somebody and have hurt their feelings, you actually feel their feelings, you know. So, and then after that you have periods of rest, and then you have sometimes you have access to this great hall of records where you can go and it's like a huge library. Then you have a meeting with the council. It's very interesting. The more books I've read about it, the more I think that that is actually the real world, and what we're experiencing here is kind of like a playground, or maybe it's like a school that our souls come to. I've always believed in the saying that Teilhard de Chardin has popularized, that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but we are spiritual beings that are having a human experience. And if you think about that, you think about those words, and then you think about your life on earth, and you often wonder that, is this world real, or is it, I mean, it's real, but is this our real home? Or is this like a playground? Is this one stage of our life that we are actually here to learn? And our life is actually much longer than this. As I've written before in an article in the Speaking Tree, that life and death are not opposites. Birth and death are opposites. Life is eternal. Birth and death are entry and exit points into incarnations. I wrote about this in the Speaking Tree of the Times of India, and the title of the article was "When Your Earth Visa Expires." So think about this, and I'll be back again soon with another video. Thank you.